Hello, I'm Stan Hall. Welcome to this edition of the Gwinnett Sports Commission's Get in the Game. As you can see by the background, yes, it's that time again for the PGA Tour Champions Mitsubishi Electric Classic. We're here today at TPC Sugarloaf, where the tournament is always held, and our guest today is Tournament Director Monty Ortel. Monty, thanks for being with us and welcome to the show.
Thank you, Stan.
We appreciate you being with us. We want to talk a bit today about the 2018 tournament, all that entails, but I think we really owe last year's tournament some time to talk about the huge success you had in 2017. Share with our viewers a little bit some of the highlights of the 2017 event before we move into this year's tournament.
2017 was fantastic. 2017 was the fifth installment of the Mitsubishi Electric Classic here at TPC Sugarloaf. The weather was fantastic. The crowds were overwhelmed with the excitement that was being played inside the ropes.
Absolutely.
You know, from the beginning of the Monday event all the way through the final putt with Stephen Ames winning, it was tremendous. And of course, you know, we've talked about it in the past about the impact that this event has on the community, and we're very pleased that the Mitsubishi Electric Classic in 2017, through all the PGA Tour Champions events
throughout the nation, we were fortunate enough to have one of our charity partners, Gwinnett Schools for Special Needs here in Lawrenceville, be awarded the Charity of the Year in 2017. So the recognition was tremendous. That organization does such great work within our community, and we were able to drive our charitable number last year to a record-setting number of over $700,000, bringing the total to $1.8 million in 5 years. So, which is huge for this community.
Correct.
Absolutely.
Correct.
So, as the recipient of the Charity of the Year, did you have some sort of a celebration or where an award was made to the charity?
Yeah, you know, the PGA Tour does a fantastic job when they recognize our Charity of the Year, and we had the president of the PGA Tour Champions, Greg McLaughlin, fly up, and we had a very nice, intimate setting with a lot of media that attended here at TPC Sugarloaf in the clubhouse, recognizing the special needs schools of Gwinnett.
Well, that's fantastic, and congratulations to you, and congratulations to the Special Needs School for receiving that award. It is a tremendous charity and a great part of this tournament, so I'm glad to hear that update on that. Of course, in 2017, you crowned a new champion, Stephen Ames. Tell us a little bit about that.
So Stephen Ames, one of the, the year before, he was coming into his second year on the PGA Tour Champions, has a great, PGA Tour record. I mean, the Players Championship several years back, multiple PGA Tour victories, but he never seemed to really get into that winner's circle his rookie season. Just like any, professional sport, you kind of have to find your way, even though it's professional golf, but it's a different tour. He was able to put really 3 great rounds together here at TPC Sugarloaf. And Bernhard Langert, who had a fantastic year last year in 2017, Stephen Ames was able to hold him off. And Stephen played wire to wire, probably the best that we've seen here at this event.
Absolutely. He was a great champion, and it's going to be exciting to see as we move into 2018 if we have a repeat champion, because we've had some really good ones over the first 5 years, or if, like in 2017, we'll name a new champion altogether. So I look forward to seeing that. Let's talk a little bit. I think the best thing to do to lead off this conversation about the 2018 event, and this is the question that we hear all the time: what golfers are coming? And that's always what the people are excited about when you think about a professional golf tournament. Who is it that they're allowed to come out and see? What great pros are coming in? Are you able to share any of those names with us so far for the 2018 field?
Yeah, we are. We've and I want to take a step back because our player field, and again, I don't want to brag about our event, but,
you should brag.
We are going to brag about our event. The nice thing about this event is the players that look at the schedule, they get the schedule for the 2018 season, and when they're looking down the list of tournaments, we seem to rise to the top, and there's a couple reasons for that. One, we have a great title sponsor in Mitsubishi Electric. Two, the players are familiar with this golf course from playing here in the past, several years ago, or playing just a couple years ago here. So they're familiar with TPC Sugarloaf, the layout, the way the green contours are. There's a familiarity about that. So they're not going into something brand new. And obviously the third one is the experience that the player gets once they get here at TPC Sugarloaf. Our staff, kudos to the team that we have here and our tournament staff, all the way from our staff to our volunteers, the player experience, right? We focus on that. They are our guests that week. And from a service standpoint, the club here and their staff does a fantastic job. Our food is great. The locker room is great. The facilities are great. The practice facility is great. So we try to take it a little extra step towards making sure that they feel and their experience tournament week is great. So back to the player field.
Yeah.
Every year the PGA Tour champion seems to have a couple big names from a rookie standpoint come in and play. So Darren Clark is one of those names that will be a rookie this season. But our player field is shaping up extremely well. We rank at the top every year with our tournaments on our tour. We just recently announced Stephen Ames, our defending champion, Colin Montgomery,
who just won a tournament.
That's right. That's right. We'll have Scott McCarron here, and a fan favorite. You know, everybody wants to talk about John Daly. John Daly will be back, and Tom Watson, a legend, a staple out here. Bernhard Longard. So those are just a couple of those names that people can recognize and say, you know what? I need to buy a ticket. I need to come out and see John Daly. What pants is he wearing tonight?
Exactly.
So it's interesting. Yep.
Well, you know, and I think also when you think about the PGA Tour champions, one of the greatest assets or attributes that they have for this tournament, and we talk about this every year, but you can't say it enough, is that interaction that the fans and the players have. Just talk real briefly about that, as opposed to maybe the PGA Tour, where it's a little bit more structured, if you will, and talk about that interaction that's available for the fans to come out and see these golfers.
You're exactly right. You know, the product on our tour is the player, and you referenced where, you know, the PGA Tour versus the PGA Tour champions and the player, the mindset and the structure. It's a little bit more rigid on the PGA Tour, where, you know, a player, you know, this is their profession, this is their workplace. But on the PGA Tour champions, you won't. I've seen it firsthand. A player waving a kid in to walk up the fairway during a competition round. That doesn't mean that they're taking the competition lightly. It's just they understand that it's their time to give back to the patrons that come out and support them and their fans. The autograph portion of it is night and day difference. You know, these guys will stand, they'll sign their card, come out, and it'll take them 20 minutes to get back up to the clubhouse because they dedicate time to interact and have that personal connection with their fans and our patrons. So there is a little bit of a difference. Night and day, I wouldn't say that any other tour has a better fan experience with their player than we do. Yeah,
and you know, I think you touched on something that I think is important for those watching today to hear from you. You said that, you know, never think that the players are taking anything lightly because they may take a moment to call a kid over to talk to them. I think the one thing that strikes me most about the PGA Tour Champions Tournament is the competition between these players. You know, I don't know what my preconceived notions were before we got involved in PGA Tour Champions golf 5 years ago, but maybe I thought that the competition may not be as intense as it was on the PGA Tour. Boy, year one, I found that not to be the case at all. Tell us a little bit about how the players look at these tournaments as far as the purses go. They're serious about these things.
Listen, the bottom line is they're playing for a lot of money, and the drive that they had when they were 18, 28, 38, 48, or 58, that doesn't change.
Never changes.
In fact, it actually intensifies.
Yeah.
And I've heard this many times where players will say, you know, when I was 25, I was getting beat by player A, B, and C, and I'm 52 and I'm still having to compete with these guys, and they're still, so there's that drive, and they've got history behind the competition side of things. So, you know, example, talking about Stephen Ames, he told me he told me after the round, he says, of course I was watching the leaderboard. I was ahead, but I was trying to figure out, where's Bernhard?
Yeah.
Where's Bernhard Langer?
Exactly.
And so, listen, these guys are out to A, compete, and B, they're playing for a lot of money too.
A lot of money involved,
and
for
so
sure.
that competitive drive, I wouldn't say wavers anything versus a 21-year-old or a 50-year-old on our tour. It's
Absolutely.
unbelievable.
So Monty, you talked a little bit about something I want to touch on today as well. Obviously, the Mitsubishi Electric Classic is held at TPC Sugarloaf here in Duluth. And one of the great things about this location we're here at today, other than the absolute beauty that you can see from our background, you talked a little bit about the PGA Tour champion players like to come here, and you gave a variety of reasons. But one of the reasons I think they like to come here is the course itself and the pristine condition that the course is always in. And we've always had that luxury. But since last year or just before, there is a huge renovation that has been taking place and continues to take place here to make it even better. Talk a little bit about what's being done here on course by the PGA Tour as the sort of the architect of these plans.
Yeah, the PGA Tour, the TPC, the property, the Sugarloaf is a TPC property owned and operated by the PGA Tour.
Right.
And you know, they value this property and this golf course and the commitment to our tournament. And so 2 years ago, they committed a renovation project and put a significant amount of money behind renovating the 3-9 hole golf courses here. So we've got 3 9-holes, the fitness facility for the members, the clubhouse, and just cosmetically around the property, a significant investment.
Yeah.
And you know, there's several reasons for that, but as it relates to the Mitsubishi Electric Classic, last year they just, at the end of, let's see here, 2017, the fall of 2017, they opened up the Pines golf course, put in new drainage, new irrigation, and changed from bent greens to Bermuda greens and Zoysia fairways.
Wow.
Which, if you're a golfer, playing off a Zoysia fairway is like playing off a carpet.
Yep.
And so that same concept and renovation project is going to happen on the Stables and Meadows course, which is the championship 18 rotation. So, you know, talking about the conditioning of the golf course, you know, last year Bernhard Langer was very, very open about, he just played Augusta, and he came here the week after and played our event. He said publicly, on record, our fairways were better than he played the week prior at Augusta.
Of course, we already knew that.
We knew that, correct. And I heard the same thing a couple weeks ago down in Florida, talking to some players, where, you know, the fairways, the greens, and what Tom Vlock, the director of agronomy here at TPC Sugarloaf, and his team do to have this in pristine conditions. You know, it's a peak. You know, we peak for that 1 week. Is second to none.
Monty, obviously this is a wonderful place to have a professional golf tournament. It was built for that.
Correct.
And it only gets better and better. We're going to take a short break. When we come back, let's talk about tournament week coming up not far from now. Go through the details of that and get some information out to our viewers about how they can find out more about the tournament. We're talking today with Monty Ortel. He's the tournament director for the Mitsubishi Electric Classic, a PGA Tour Champions event here at TPC Sugarloaf. Taking a short break. We'll be right back after these messages. Stay with us.
Well, Thomas, you've got pre-diabetes. But with more exercise and a change in diet, it can be reversed.
I've tried exercising. It just makes me hungry for bacon.
I love bacon, too. And who really likes to exercise?
Not me.
Me neither.
Nobody. So we're good?
What? Oh, you still have pre-diabetes. Big time.
Is your family in need of more quality time together?
Hello, I'm Dr. Spruce. Nature is best enjoyed together. So bring the whole family to discover all the bonding and stress-reducing benefits parks and forests have to offer. Visit discovertheforest.org and trade in phone time for family time.
Birds, squirrels, chipmunks, grass, worms, bugs, trees, rocks, and other objects in nature cannot talk. If you'd like to have a conversation while visiting nature, you will need to bring humans along. We strongly recommend starting with your family.
We'd do anything for kids. Yet 1 in 6 children in the U.S. struggle with hunger. Help end childhood hunger near you. Learn how at feedingamerica.org. Everybody has a dream. Mine was to see the ocean. And with a little help, I made it.
Welcome back to the show. We're talking today with Monty Ortel. Monty is the tournament director for the PGA Tour Champions Mitsubishi Electric Classic coming up in just a few weeks in April of this year. Monty, before the break, we had talked about a lot of things revolving around the course, some of the players, our charities, etc. Let's talk about tournament week, which is really the most important part of our entire conversation. Tell me a little bit about the starting date and on Monday, and then if you don't mind, just go briefly through the week and tell the viewers who are watching today what they can expect if they come out to tournament week.
Well, just like in years past, we've got a fun-filled, event-packed week.
Now, we always open up the week after the Masters. This year it'll be on April the
9th.
April the 9th on a Monday, okay?
So it's April 9th through the 15th.
Okay.
And that 1 week, the golf world is looking at us. So,
Sure.
So we have not only what you see on television, but there's also a lot of events that are wrapped up that you don't see on television that you can only experience either here in person here at the golf course or as a sponsor or etc. So let's start with Monday. Monday we have really two big events. Monday we have with our partnership and commitment as giving back, we partner with Children's Healthcare of Atlanta.
Right.
And here at the golf course we have we host the Matt Ryan Celebrity Am. So there's about 30 teams of 4 that are paired up with a celebrity, and when Matt Ryan picks up the phone and says, "Hey, will you support me in playing my golf tournament?"
It's hard to say no.
It's hard to say no. So it's very interesting to see several different celebrities that you typically would not have a chance to see come out for Monday and play in that Celebrity Am. So that's the first thing that gets kicked off. We also have I would say, the best executive women's day on any tour. We've built this to be a very successful informational tool for companies, and so what the Georgia United Credit Union's Executive Women's Day looks like is we have we host a breakfast over at the Infinite Energy Center. We have about 250 participants come out and learn, listen, network, be engaged within the community. We've got a great list of panelists this year, a guest speaker lined up, and then what the group does is come over to the golf course for another networking function here at the golf course. So we're excited. We're very proud of both of those events on Monday.
It really has grown from the beginning. It has a tremendous history from where it starts to where it is now, and it just gets bigger and bigger every year.
Absolutely, and you know, Georgia United Credit Union is a huge proponent of that.
Absolutely.
We're proud that they see value and receive a bunch of value to being able to partner with us to continue to grow that event.
Absolutely.
So that starts off on Monday, and then Tuesday the golf course is closed to the public.
Back up just a little bit. The Celebrity Am, that's open to the public, right?
That's open to the public. I mean, you don't even need to purchase a ticket to come to that.
Up.
You just come up. It's free admission that day.
Perfect.
And so then you roll into Tuesday. Tuesday's a practice round. We have one small private event out on the golf course, but then Tuesday night, invitation only, to our players that are going to play in the Maxwell Leadership Pro-Am. We have this big gala, which we call the Pairings Party, and it's sponsored by Northside Hospital, the Northside Hospital Kickoff Party. And that's invitation only and for our top sponsors and invited guests.
Right.
So that's Tuesday evening. So already we're two days in, and it's already boom, boom, boom,
Absolutely.
packed. So then we roll into Wednesday and Thursday. Wednesday and Thursday are Maxwell Leadership Pro-Am. It's where 4 amateurs get to play with a John Daly, a Bernhard Langer, the defending champion,
Watson.
Tom Watson,
Absolutely.
Stephen Ames, and so that is, as I always say, and I'm a little biased here, but you can't experience that on any other professional sport.
No.
Play on the same field and competition playing field.
There's nothing out there like it.
Nothing out there like it. So, anyways, there's 2 days of pro-ams. There's a morning wave, afternoon wave. Now, I do want to reference and tell the viewers out there that those 2 days are probably the best days to come out and get autographs, take a selfie with the player, get up and close, because
Right.
they're there to not only play and entertain those amateur participants, but they're having a good time.
Absolutely.
I've seen cigars smoking and radio speakers blaring. They just have a good time on the golf course, and our sponsors really enjoy that
Absolutely.
entertainment. So
Yeah.
we roll right into competition now. We have 3 days of competition, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. Our player field is 78 players, no cut, so you get to see those players even if they're not playing well the first day.
They'll be here every day.
They'll be here every day. And so competition starts, tee off around 10 o'clock on Friday and Saturday. And then Sunday, which is something new to our event here, is we're actually going to start a little bit earlier off of number 1 tee. So everybody's going to play the same rotation throughout Sunday. So we're excited about that. This event is televised on the Golf Channel all 3 days. Internationally.
Internationally.
So, if you're a Gwinnetian or you live here in Georgia, it's nice to be able to turn on the TV and say, "That's my event.
That's my event." That's exactly
that's
right.
where I grew up." So there's a really good connection there. So then, Sunday evening, once the last putt drops, we have a really nice celebration that evening on the 18th green with our champion, and I am really excited to see who the 2018 champion is going to be.
Yeah. I think, Monty, I think about years past, as you alluded to in our opening comments today, we've always had such good support and participation from the community here as far as folks coming out and supporting this tournament. Not only avid golf fans, but really any and everybody who supports Gwinnett and the charities that we represent. There's so much more to support here than just the obvious product of golf, and we always appreciate them coming out. And we hope that this year will be the biggest crowds we've ever had at all. Not only is there golf, there's food, there's drink, there's entertainment. On Saturday, I think we have a Children's Day. Tell me a little bit about that. I can't remember how that works.
Yeah. So on Saturday and we'll even go back on Friday. Friday we have a kids clinic.
Yeah.
We have that up on the practice range. We partner with the Georgia State Golf Association, a great partner of ours. And then on Saturday, right here on the back lawn of the TPC Sugarloaf Clubhouse lawn, we have bouncy houses, we've got face painting, we've got mascots, we really try to focus Saturday on families and kids, youth, to get them engaged. Where let's say your 4-year-old's not a fan of golf.
Right.
Well, they're sure a fan of face painting.
Absolutely.
And getting a hot dog at our concession stand, picking up a hat at the merchandise tent, getting a big foam golf ball to get some signatures. So, what we really do is make it and tailor it to the entire family, so there's something that they can experience here at this event. And I do want to reference, we talk about Kids Day and making it A, affordable, B, creating different elements within the event week for all different members of the family.
Right.
Let's not forget 16 and under, children 16 and under, there is no ticket price. That's free admission. That's
16
free
and
admission.
under get in free.
Get in free.
All week.
All week.
Okay.
And so it's one of those things where, you know, our commitment back to the community, our title sponsors' commitment back to the community, where we want to make this event accessible for everybody.
Absolutely.
So, you know, you're not going to go to our sporting event and then all of a sudden look for your back wallet and say, what happened? Where's $500
Right.
that just went out
Exactly.
the door? No, you can come out here and really enjoy this event, have a great experience for an entire day, for the entire week, for really very affordable options.
Absolutely. Well, Monty, I'm looking forward to tournament week. I've loved every tournament we had, but conversations that I've had, the energy that I feel in the community this year, I truly believe this is going to be the biggest tournament we've ever had. I hope that the folks watching today will come out and join us. If there's people looking for ticket information or further information about the tournament, what's the website? How do they get involved with that? So,
yeah, you can Google Mitsubishi Electric Classic. Our website will pop up, but our website address is MitsubishiElectricClassic.com. I know it's a long one, but you know, all you have to do is click on the tickets icon.
you can buy the tickets from the website.
Buy it online. You can print your tickets at home. So there's different variant options. So I would encourage you. You know, all the information that we have that we're talking about today is laid out on our website. So I'd encourage you to check out that website.
Absolutely. MitsubishiElectricClassic.com. Any and all information you're looking for, plus the ability to buy tickets on the website as well. Monty, we're looking forward to the tournament. Appreciate your leadership, appreciate your direction, and we'll see you out on the 18th in just a few weeks.
Fantastic. Thank you for having me on, Stan.
Thanks for being with us. That's all the time we have today. If you have questions or comments about today's show, you can reach us at the email address or the phone number shown at the end of the show. Thanks for being with us. See you next time. I'm Stan Hall. Thank you for being on Get in the Game.